Hi, today we're looking at using the freesound.org sounds within the Duende Sounds desktop app. So when you click over here onto the left-hand side, freesound.org, you'll be able to preview and download sounds from the freesound.org. When I'm recording this video, if you go to the freesounds.org website, you'll see this number. It's over 500,000 of sounds that you can download and use. Those sounds have different licenses. Now, the sounds you're seeing in the Duende Sounds desktop app are only Creative Commons license sounds. So that means that over 300,000 sounds, you can access them in our app and you can download and use them without crediting the author. We initially thought about linking all of the sounds. However, I think it will be complicated to explain to clients on which sounds you can use without crediting the author and which ones you have to credit the author. So we just decided to include only the Creative Commons licensed sounds in our app. So feel free to download them and drag and drop them to your video editing session without ever worrying about crediting anyone. I think the freesound.org sounds can be really good and really useful. It's an open source platform. Anyone can upload any sound they want, which means that a lot of those sounds are unprofessionally recorded. However, a lot of those sounds are very useful and come very handy. For the sake of this tutorial, I've downloaded some stock footage. In this case, I've got a church just somewhere in the middle of the city. So what I'm going to do is type in here church bells and let's preview the first. So you just quickly download here and it's already downloaded. And you drag and drop to your video. So if it's a middle of the city, you then probably want to have some like a city noise background. So if you go to sound effects and you type in city, some background of just a city noise. These city noises, ambiances come from our Creators Essential Sound Effects, which is a pack that's included within the app for you to use for free. However, in this tutorial, we're looking into using the free sounds from the freesound.org. So let's type in city ambience here, click enter, New York City. Yeah, so I think that will work. So you just quickly download. Once you have picked the sound and downloaded, you've got a little tick box here and you can then drag and drop it to your video editing app. Again, this works for not just for DaVinci Resolve, but for all the major editing apps. So I'm just gonna pause here. There we go. And the next footage we have over here, it's the interior of the church. So I'm going to just type in church again, but this time I'm just going to leave church and it's all, and we have some.
So like my initial intro into like.
Okay, there are not people inside of our footage, so we're not going to use this one. How about this? So there's some soloist singing. And I think it will work quite well because you can't hear anyone and you can't see anyone. So there may as well be some soloist singing somewhere in the background. So we're going to use this. The next video I've got randomly is just a ferry. So let's put ferry. And I want to have, you know, that big ferry, what do you call it? Horn. You know, that signal of an incoming ferry. What about this one? Yes, that sounds small. Yeah, that's better. How about this one? Yeah. So plenty of ferry horns to choose from. So let's just drag that. There we go. So as I say, some of those sounds are not as good as some of the other ones, but because you've got over 300,000 sounds to choose from, you basically have access to any sounds you can possibly imagine using our library, using the freesound.org, and being able to generate the sounds with our sound generation tool. I think you sorted for your sound effect. The one thing I want to mention as well with freesound.org, a lot of people actually upload a musical files into it as well. So if you put a jazz, you've got jazz dog hole. Okay, so you've got dogs howling jazz, but what about jazz band? So if you have a footage and a scene in your movie where the main character walks into the bar and there is a jazz band, playing in the background, there you go, you sorted. You've got your background music and background noises ready for you waiting. Okay, so I think it's also important to notice that, again, just like with the other tools in our app, the value of using the freesound.org sounds from within our app is that you're not wandering off to your web browser, getting easily distracted by other things like social media. And also you don't need to go through the sake of loading via your browser and then searching for the sounds in your Finder or in your Windows Explorer to then import that to your session and then, drag it. You can literally just type it here, click download and drag it, staying in the flow of editing. And I think that's the main value. Well, as well as, being able to access those 300,000 sounds. And this library is always growing. There's people uploading sounds daily. So I think it's very useful. Let me know in the comments what you think. And I hope you enjoy using the freesounds.org. Thanks.